which are very much contributing to the to the topic and giving us a nice perspective that what are the user requirements from hydrological point of view all over the world. As we see, requirements are a bit different region by region. And today the idea is that we are discussing in the breakout rooms. So we have 3 breakout rooms there by regions: Asia, Oceania, Africa, Europe, and Americas. And as you see there, we have their co-chair or rapporteur of the group nominated. In Europe, we didn't find the volunteer, so it has to be me, obviously. But we can work together there. People are already defined. So Zoya has made these breakout rooms already there. So when we activate them, people will be automatically shared to the group. They are originated from.
Can I just
and the idea is that we discuss there in these questions we have defined there, and of course maybe additional items if any. So first of all, we want to kind of have a final review if the satellite data in the draft core satellite data table reflects the needs accurately, and if there are still some more specifications needed, and which observations are most critical, which observations do you lack access. So data access is of course something which is very important. So now we have discussed that what should be available there, but then also the thing is that I mean it connects to the lack of, I mean, to the data access, and this is what we exactly want to do here, that what is defined as core, that it could be available. And then of course the commercial data, it's also playing a more and more important role in any application, and also definitely in hydrology. And this is also one of the topics we would like to discuss in the room, in the breakout room, and then the open data with regards to hydrology products. Over to Lihang. Lihang, you want to introduce a little bit more? Go ahead, Lihang.
Yeah. Zoya have some comments. I just didn't want me said.
We don't hear you.
Oh, Zoya have some comments.
Lihang, I think Heikki can't hear any of us.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'll put a message in the chat. Zoya, I suggest you say what you.
Can I hear anyone? Yes. Can someone else talk? If I hear anyone.
Heikki, can you
maybe it's
hear
on
me?
my side. I cannot hear anyone. So okay, go ahead.
Okay, yes, I was just trying to say that well, that's a little bit correct. So we don't have really prearranged rooms. It's that the idea here would be that European group will stay, European plus African group will stay with this main room. Basically, we will be using plenary room for that. And I'm about to post 2 links, one for Asia Oceania group and another one for Americas group. And then in 1 hour, we will reconvene back to the main room. Essentially, we will go back to the room where our colleagues from Africa, Europe will be discussing those topics. And under each subgroup, you have a link. And just to show you that the Secretariat colleagues will be supporting this, we will be making some notes here based on the discussions that we have. And then our chairs or reporters, they will share the outcomes of the discussion in each breakout group under this item results from the parallel breakout group discussion. So I'm stop sharing the screen now, and I'm about to post two links, one link for Asia Oceania, another link for Americas. And just to make sure that if you are from Africa European group, you need to stay here. Heikki, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You didn't hear me, obviously, but I think Zoya did a good job. So we are good to go.
Heikki, we were able to hear you very well, but you were not able to hear us, so no problem. No, just a second. I'm sharing the links now.
So just make sure. So yeah, we for Americas, we go to the link you're sharing, and then after the breakout session, like in an hour, we come back to this.
So first link is for Americas. It's posted now, so colleagues from Americas region should go there and with Natalia.
See you.
To be chaired by Lihan.
Let's see if it works.
Yeah, and then the second link, also available for Asia Oceania group to join. So Lihan, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, this works. Great. Hey, Nelly, Natalia, John, Sean. Oh, Jack. Nice group. Hey, Vera. Yeah.
And for Europe, we stay here. So.
Oh. Sorry. I should probably close the other one. Sorry, I'm just checking if I have two teams opening. It can't, right?
You cannot join, Liang, or?
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Let's start with the Europe group. I can share my screen, or you can also. Well, I can show you actually. So here, I'm not sure. Zoya probably showed you already that we have. We have here the links in the agenda, so everybody can actually access this document here. So if you want, you can access and edit online with me. So it's this Africa Europe link here. I think we can start with the questions. As you see here in the link, if you open the document, here is the link to the tables. So tables can be accessed by anyone, of course, as well. So it's here. And now we can then discuss along these questions here. And you see that there are already some people made some comments here. So maybe we can start with the comments. or should we first go through the list? So maybe it makes sense. I will introduce first the list once more, and then we can go to the questions. So this is the status of the table. I'm not sure if everybody actually joined yesterday. Maybe there are new people also in the call today. So as we presented yesterday, so we have already done this for 2 other applications, so global NWP and nowcasting, and these 2 columns for nowcasting and NWP, they present the outcome of the work which was similarly done for these applications. And then we have a geostationary constellation. Then we have here SSU, sun-synchronous constellation for morning, afternoon, and an early morning. And then we have other low Earth orbit satellites here. That's for core. And then we also have a recommended similarly here for the same categories. And how these instrument types are defined, they are coming from the WIGOS vision. So these are the same instrument classes we have there. And as you see here, we have indicated now here in hydrology column that what are the requirements specifically for hydrology. And at the end of the day, of course, if this data was already required by other applications, it's already there. The requirement is there already. But of course, we want to kind of monitor that what is anyway needed for hydrology, even if the other applications were already requesting this access. This should be defined as WMO core data as a free and unrestricted access. And here on GEO, you see there are level 1 radiances and level 2 land surface temperature, cloud products, and then precipitation. And there is, I think there is, let me see where it is. There is a I don't find it now actually. Is it missing in this document? Because there is this superscript 2 here for the cloud products. I need to check that where it is defined. Anyway, so these are the document data sets from GEO. Additionally, there is a level 2 water mask, flood extent, and also level 2 snow cover extent, and land cover vegetation type. So, and then GEO hyperspectral infrared sounder, level 1 imagery, and there is an attribute that it should be selected spectral information only, and the vertical temperature and moisture profile is also defined as core for hydrology. And then for the LEO, also level 1 radiances, sea surface temperature, land surface temperature, cloud products again, and then the level 2 land cover vegetation type, leaf area index, the fraction of photosynthetically absorbed radiation, F-bar, and then this again water mask, flood extents, snow cover extent, and snow albedo. And of course, precipitation is important from LEO. And this is recently added chlorophyll turbidity suspended matter and reflectance parameters on level 2. And also for hyperspectral IR sounder, vertical temperature and moisture profiles, and then microwave sounder, total precipitable water, and vertical temperature and moisture profiles on level 2. And precipitation on level 2 as well, and microwave imager radiances and the water surface temperature. And in addition, also for the microwave imager, there are root zone soil moisture, which is here defined as level 3 product because it needs some additional information. It's a bit challenging product to have here in the core table because it's quite advanced, but we wanted to keep it there because it's very important. Lake ice cover, snow water equivalent, and the snow cover, and then the for the scatterometer, soil moisture and root zone soil moisture. So that was the kind of the core constellation with the sun synchronous and geo. And then there is all other low Earth orbiting satellites where we have defined then these basically the same data sets are here. So total precipitation water, vertical temperature and moisture profiles, and level 2 precipitation, microwave sounder, and the imager. It is the same than in the SSU constellation, except we have seen that this vegetation biomass or leaf area index is moved to recommended data now from here. Because we see that it's quite it's not major enough as an operational product, and we see that it should be there on the recommended data. And lake ice cover, snow water equivalent, and snow cover is also there. And then radar altimeter and high altitude inclined high precipitation altimeter. We have surface water height and surface water extent and slope. And then broadband radiometers and total solar irradiance and solar spectral irradiance radiometers. We have terrestrial radiation there, and precipitation and cloud radar is there, and then the also narrowband imagers, same as above level 2 for full turbidity, suspend matters and reflectance parameters. And then there is a recommended table which have few additional things. So, but the core table is the most important one. So recommended is something which WMO members should have available when core table is that it shall be exchanged. So that is the critical difference between how the data should be put available. And there on geo there is nothing for hydrology at the moment. On sun synchronous on recommended there is level 2 land use change. Land use change is there, and then there is SAR imagers, water mass flood extent, and river lake ice on level 2, and also snow water equivalent from SAR imagers is there as a recommended. And then high resolution optical imagers. So there is water surface temperature, snow cover, and lake ice cover as a recommended dataset. And then gravitometry missions. There is a gravity field data and water storage, and then for LiDAR, leaf area index and leaf area index profile as defined as recommended. And then GNSS reflectorimetry. There is also soil moisture, and then GNSSR. There is a water mask flood extent also added there as recommended data. So that was a quick look of the table, and I think we could now go to the questions. Are there any immediate comments or questions now? We can also discuss if there are any details you want to open up. If no questions, then let's go to the discussions. And the first question is, of course, very general, that whether the satellite data listed in the tables I just showed reflects the user needs you are working with, or in general for hydrology. So as we see, there is already some comments by. I don't unfortunately see because it's a guest user. So maybe if she or he is in the meeting, maybe you can explain a bit on this comment here. Maybe not. Maybe it's from someone else. The comment is that okay, go ahead, Simon.
Yes, thank you. I have a question. I'm not the guest user of that comment, but I have, say, more general questions. As CIMA Foundation, we are involved in several operational products, and we use satellite data for flood forecasting to drive hydrological models, especially in Africa. And in my experience, I found that the list, I went through the list, it's very complete and comprehensive about the variables, but my question is, I saw that only level 1 or level 2 products are indicated in the list, but in my experience, we usually rely on satellite data that are level 3 data. For example, the precipitation products for iMerge, they derive from the integration of microwave and infrared and are level 3. So my question is, there are specific reasons in why we want to list only level 1 and level 2 and not include maybe level 3?
Yes, I mean, first of all, we wanted to kind of keep the work a little bit like limited or focused on the kind of current the access to the basic data. That the most important thing is that we see there are the level 1 data sets, because then basically if you have access to the level 1 data, then you can always generate the level 2 or level 3. I know, of course, that from the user point of view, if you don't have a capacity to generate that product, it would be easier to have it already available there, provided by the satellite operator or any third party. So there are very few actually level 3 products at the moment, and we can think about that, but we wanted to kind of limit this a little bit now, kind of having the what I would say, kind of the most critical data sets as an initial table, because then this work is going to be continued in the future infrastructure commission meetings by EUMETSAT. So we aim to have now the kind of the starting point, and then I would say that this kind of, if there is a big need for this level 2, level 3, and even more level 2 data to be there in the table, define the score, we can add them later. So that is the idea there behind. So it was maybe a little bit too much, get the kind of complete analysis of all level 3 data products to be there. So I completely understand your point, but this was a little bit like an approach we wanted to take. So we didn't try to kind of have everything there. I think there are already now many things. So but then in the future it's going to be reviewed, and maybe some things are taken out, even, I don't know, and then level 3 data could be there.
Thank you.
I don't know if that sounds realistic from your point of view. I think.
Yes, yes, thank you for the clarification. Yes, it's realistic. My experience, the kind of data that I use the most are level 3, but I completely understand that this is a starting point, and so the main things is that to be sure that level 1 and level 2 data are accessible, and then on top of them, anyone can build something.
Are there any other comments on this this topic, whether the core satellite data tables are actually fulfilling your needs at the moment? I see. I mean, at least there. Do we have Christoph? You are from EUMETSAT. Do we have any other EUMETSAT people? I mean, Christoph, maybe you can comment a little bit. What is how do you see from the satellite operator's point of view, level 2 or level 3 product provision by EUMETSAT, and do you see any?
In general, first of all, hello, Heikki. So hello,
Yes,
everybody.
hello. Sorry, I
Okay.
didn't put you. I didn't want to put you on the spot, but.
Okay. Christoph Accadia, EUMETSAT, just for the others that maybe don't know me. In general, let's say the agencies have the task to provide the level 1 and some level 2 products, and this is what there is also behind this I would call it survey for hydrological applications, because at the end this is highlighting what are, let's say, the primary inputs that are needed for hydrological applications. And here I see, at least from the perspective I have, why, and Heikki also mentioned this, why this goes up to level 2. In general, I think, at least looking into the data, those classes are very broad, because in some cases, for example, the microwave imaging is mentioned for soil moisture, but this is a very specific microwave imaging capability because, for example, this implies that you have an L-band receiver, and then, of course, there are other implications. So this is, in some cases, I find those classes quite broad, let's say. I see with favor the fact that there are also elements like a chlorophyll turbidity and suspended matter, because this is also somehow hydrology, even if it's more relevant to water quality. But water quality is a fundamental element in terms of let's say hydrological application, but also uses of available water inland. I was wondering about the geo products, because maybe there might be some other geo products that could be relevant for hydrology. Because in my view, we have to think now, but we have also to project these for the next years, and maybe, I mean, there is a tendency towards higher resolution systems or synergy of observations, and maybe in some cases you might have the possibility to observe better the diurnal cycle for some variables with geo, while in LEO you might have different representation of some variables at the diurnal cycle level. So yeah, this would be my comment here. I don't know if there is anything that should be addressed in geo as well. For example, I've seen the comment about SST is not only SST, is also, let's say, inland waters temperature, I would say, as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Inland waters could be, because this is relevant for the air atmosphere fluxes and so on, but could have also an impact on water quality itself, for example. Of course, it depends on the spatial resolution. But this could be one that one could consider.
We were a little bit skeptical that how is. Well, I mean, of course, it varies, but in some regions, geo is probably resolution is enough for the inland waters, but of course, in some cases, maybe not. So this was a little bit that why we didn't want to add it yet there.
Or could be something that could be recommended more than core. I don't know. This could be also another way to implement. This is my observation. I'm just submitting.
I agree.
It's not up to me to say. But
no, it's good. Yes, but and then we also. I mean, this list here reflects kind of current capabilities, and it is not kind of projection to the future that what shall be available there. So, I mean, we try to kind of.
Do you think it should be also, or this was not intended? Because I have to admit, in this case, maybe you have a different perspective and different visibility on this one. But somehow I think this is, let's say, what would be applicable now, and then let's say, should we think about an horizon beyond this time frame, and maybe within 5 years time frame? I don't know. This is a bit a question I have for you. So
It's as I mentioned, it goes to. It's the INFCOM meeting. There is an INFCOM manual, and this is related to that update of INFCOM manual, which is then
for now.
WIGOS manual, I mean, in INFCOM meeting, which is then going to be updated, and these datasets are going to be there in the WIGOS manual. And INFCOM meeting is taking place quite frequently, so we can then always update this, and it can pretty nicely follow the kind of the capabilities available at that time.
Because, for example, you have put microwave imager, including low frequency imager, e.g. L-band. This is, in my view, okay, because in 2030 there will be SIMR, and currently we have a SMAP. So this is something where you have this.
But we have added here you see in the SS Sun-synchronous constellation, we have added here inland waters. So do you see that we should actually have it in the geo similarly there as well?
This would be my take, but this would be my take somehow.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
I mean, of course, there are limitations in terms of spatial resolution, but in some areas, if you think about MTG over Africa,
exactly,
is actually not too bad. I mean, it's not optimal, of course, and in some cases it's marginal, but could be.
Okay, this is a good input, Christoph, already. So very good that you joined the meeting. So that's great. Okay. Are there any other comments to the list we have defined? And one more thing, Christoph, just maybe follow up that. So as I know a little bit, EUMETSAT, how it works. So level 3 products are provided by in this case Hydrosaf basically. So it's actually not EUMETSAT who is.
No, well, as we said, in general, we are providing mainly level 1 and some specific level 2, depending on various considerations. But in general, products at level 3 stage are, yes, indeed, are provided by additional services that could be Copernicus services or the satellite application facilities as well. What is the tendency of the agencies is to, but might not be always a general rule, but in our case is mainly to derive level 1 products of highest quality as possible, and then some level 2 products on the instrument swath. So this is the classical definition of a level 2.
Exactly. Yes, I see.
Level 3 products depend on many considerations.
Exactly. So that's exactly the reasoning why we didn't have too many of those yet here in the list. We mainly stayed with level 2 now, but in the future this could be different then. Okay. Maybe in this case, maybe we can review a little bit comments which are here, because these are quite recent, quite fresh comments here. I'm not sure who made this. Geosteering satellite observations can enhance irrigation demand estimation by capturing the full diurnal cycle. I'm not sure if you see my. Is it maybe it's small actually for you. I can make it a bit bigger that you can read. Yeah, so I think this is a general comment on geo, detecting rapid changes in radiation, surface temperature, and crop stress. Yeah, I think it is something maybe we need to keep in mind, and when we update the table next time, this is a good input input for that. That maybe it's discussed in the other other breakout room actually. Then there was a comment on including this is what we exactly discussed, and we were here responding a little bit that it's not that useful measured by geo, but that as Christoph explained, we may change our mind actually, and I think it should be there. Maybe I can already put it there actually. So I think that's anyway useful as we discussed, especially in Africa, for example. If you have in the sub-satellite point, it's very relevant. Then there was a comment here. Let me see. Level 2 water mask and flood extent. So those were added, and snow cover extent. So these two are just here indicating that who added those products there. That's fine. Those are very useful and good additions. Then there was a comment by Hamis. We make a little bit big, still a little bit bigger. It would be very useful to have dynamic land cover and vegetation type classifications, even though the dynamic world, but more accurate with region-specific classes. Leaf area index could be assigned to each vegetation class from lookup tables. Each region could be defined upon. So this is very much, I think, like a level 3 product explained here. And we can then, I would propose that we can then think about if we need to advance this product here. We need to add an additional level 3 definition in the core tables in the future, or something like that, based on his comment here. I'm not familiar on how, for example, this product explained here is available, etc. We need to review that further.
Eventually, you could consider this for the recommended, but at this stage, it might not be mature enough. I don't know. This is
exactly.
Not up.
Yeah, that could be an idea. I will make a comment here. Okay, then I believe these are the same data sets added here. That was we had here in the multispectral VSIR imager, and then we added them here as well under Leo, and this is also by NOAA, and I think there is no issue with that. Then what else was there? And then there was he added this vegetation biomass or leaf area index, and this is also related to ESA biomass mission, where he explains that also combined with other data for evapotranspiration used to improve the soil moisture and root zone soil moisture product. But we see that it's also, maybe this could be also as a recommended. I think it's not really kind of operational baseline product yet. And we have a comment here that, okay, it maybe, and then he's responded here. It could be both research type and also applied evapotranspiration is very important for hydrological model, but the question how accurate from just a multispectral Visier imager would be without any information on vegetation vertical structures such as biomass canopy height model combine both Visier and vertical structure. Yeah, okay. I think we can also so the comment is related to this line here. So we have removed this. This is already removed and placed in recommended dataset. And then the next open comment here is was this land use change from multispectral Visier imager. So it's by Noah. And this is in the recommended table. So I think we are now in the recommend. Yeah. So this is the start of the recommended table. So it's there. That's fine. And then there was an open question related to SAR imagers and the level 2 data. So I mean, we have been working with JAXA to see that if they can provide these SAR level 2 products, and then it could be there. So I'm not sure if you have, do we have anyone in the group who has a comment related to SAR imagers and these products related to water mask, flood extent, and river lake ice? Yeah, we see especially level 2 water mask flood extent. Of course, it's an important one, but the SAR imagers, I mean, there are some of them that most of the SAR imagers are actually, I think, commercial at the moment. So that's a little bit problematic there. But maybe it's good enough to be here and they're recommended at the moment, and then we can update later if needed. Okay, those were the there's one more. Okay, this this is also by NOAA, wanted to have them in recommended data set. Okay, then okay, which are most critical observations? There is a comment in this table. I don't know if the river discharge data from SWOT mission are already available. If Kumar could provide us a response. I'm not sure about this. I think we need to find out. But anyway, SWOT data was discussed a lot yesterday, and it's going to be an important data set overall. And then the third question is, which observations usually currently lack access? So he's commenting here, indeed, this river discharge from SWOT satellite. I think we need to see what is the situation with there. I think Kumar is not here. So let's see. Do we have any other observations or feedback on this? Which observations users currently, any of you see that you don't have access? Anyone, any observations? I think we lost Simone. He's not here anymore. Then the fourth question is about the commercial data. So is there anyone using commercial data at the moment in the hydrological applications? Obviously no one. No one in the group. Okay, I think we are good. If there are no any other further comments, any of the questions or any other topics anyone would like to discuss or. Yeah, we unfortunately, Simone and Nick, they announced in the chat that they needed to leave. I think we are almost there, and we need to return to the main meeting, which is actually here. So let's wait a few moments, others to rejoin, and then we can recap. I will make some notes based on our discussion then.
Yeah, maybe if I can, Heikki.
Go ahead, Dominic.
So this group is on Europe and Africa. I haven't heard a lot from the African region. I am checking the list of people, but I don't think there's anyone from here. So George from SICOS is not here. But just to tell all what has been said until now on this list, what is what do you think here in that group? Is it valid for Africa? Is this something missing, or are some of the variables simply impossible to collect or not to calibrate with the in situ? Just to like to have a bit of the flavor of the of this audience here.
Do we have anyone from Africa? I don't think so. We have anyone. But do you mean overall, not in Africa, but or?
Yeah, it can be overall, but especially in Africa, because there is a huge need for satellite. You heard yesterday with George for SICOS, that's true as well for
Okay, there we
many
go.
of the regions. Oh, he's here, yeah. So sorry to put you on the spot, but I'd like to hear from you what you think of that conversation.
Okay. It's said by Dominique, I'm here. Just I'm here. I was a bit late because of the connection here, internet connection, but I'm here. So, as we said, the real problem with the spatial data is the calibration most of the time. And at our side, as the River Basin Organization, we are doing all our best to work with agency like CNES and like IRD in France, just to provide the in-situ data for calibration. So we are also with EMETSAT, and then other framework, the project like GMS in Africa, we did a lot to provide all available in-situ data for calibration. And we are doing our, we are sensitizing our stakeholder to be open, given their in-situ data in all national hydrologic service of the country members to do it. So we are available, and most of demand from the agency who are working in the calibration of in-situ data. Now we got the demand, the request from ASAF of all the team of ASAF are work with us, and we will provide all available in-situ available data for calibration. So that is our mission, but the first to work with and to collaborate with all these European agency who are working on satellite data, mainly in hydrologic domain, to provide what is available to get the reliable data from satellite. What can I say there?
Do you have better radars in your region? I mean, ground-based weather radars?
No, in most of our country, the radar data are not available. Yes, we are still working with the empirical station. In most of the country, just the few part from the airport, that's where they are getting data for aviation services, but the whole network, there is no on the radar data.
Okay.
Is mainly in Central African region. You see, there is a big difference when we are in the east part of Africa. We can find that the monitoring of meteorological and hydrological parameters are well doing, and even in the south part and the north part, but in the Central African, what I said is mainly the issue we are facing, what we are doing in Central African region. Thank you. And the problem also for calibration, as you know, because the issue we get from all that agents I mentioned before is the forest. With the forest and the cloud, most of the time, the optical data is very, very difficult, while we are just based on the SAR product, because of to avoid the problem of the cloud and due to the forest we have in this region.
So, Heikki, do we still have time?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, maybe just on water quality. We just addressed that in the beginning of that round, just to tell we can't. But there is the need. So we discussed yesterday as well with you, George, on sediment, which is a key issue in many rivers. And I know there is some attempts to assess some of the parameters of water quality in Brazil, for instance, and elsewhere as well. And WMO has now an agreement with the Ramsar Convention, on wetlands. So the need is growing. I do understand it's not doable. I do understand in the WMO site, it cannot be a core data because that doesn't express what we think of saving lives. But as recommended, what would be your take here in these groups? Should we have any hints on water quality or not at all?
Sorry. Please, Dominic, I mentioned the problem of sedimentation of the river. I didn't well understand what we said. That was the question to us, or because I present as the need, we really strongly need the data, spatial data, to assess our sedimentation in the river, because with the reducing, decreasing of water level and the deforestation, there is many issues related to the sedimentation. So it was my demand if there is some data, available data on the river sedimentation. I put it in the comment. I didn't see if you see it here. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. But does anyone has experience in water quality parameters for satellite? So the answer is no, I guess.
Yeah, but we have this chlorophyll turbidity, suspended matter, and reflectance parameters. They are defined as core for the multispectral VIS-IR imager. So that is supporting those products at least a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
correct,
there's sediments are not specifically mentioned there anywhere, but I mean, that
at
is
the
at
end,
least
that turbidity is somehow related to the sediment transport.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
not easily and with mistakes, but yes.
Okay. I think we can make a note for these sediments and water quality. I would recommend that we would make a note for that and further review, maybe if not before INFCOM 4, then for the next round.
Yeah. Thanks. So will you be presenting the results, Heikki?
Yeah, I make some notes here. I try to present then in the plenary then.
Yeah, or maybe we'd like to summarize now just to be sure that everyone is comfortable.
Yeah, I can show you. So what I have listed here is that based on the Simone's comment, so that the list is complete, but it relates on level 1 and level 2. So we see that the more level 3 data is probably going to be added in the future in the tables. And here, related to this, as we discussed, satellite operators in many cases, they really focus on level 1 and level 2. And level 3 is then, in some cases, outsourced, kind of like for example, in the case of EUMETSAT, the level 3 products are provided by these SAFs and not the satellite operators specifically. And there were also discussion about these product classes in the table, and in some cases they represent actually very broad class of different kind of products, and maybe we need additional specifications in the future. This also relates to WIGOS Vision update. So now we are updating WIGOS Vision, and actually these instrument classes are coming from the WIGOS Vision. And those classes will be a little bit different in the new WIGOS Vision then. So maybe we need to update table structure quite a bit in the future if we want to follow that structure. So this is to be concluded. I don't know yet. And then we wanted to add here this SST for also geo, because as we see now, current geo capabilities, especially, for example, MDG and Africa, I would say SST for inland waters is very much capable with geo measurements. So we added that there already. And then also we need to in the future review more carefully what are the geo capabilities in the future, because of course the diurnal variability there is by default better than the LEO satellites. And then we discussed about the sediments and water quality, and this is also an action to be reviewed in the next revisit of the table. And then additionally, there are these comments by someone actually related to like lake water level and the SWOT mission and the reverse discharge data, and there was no one in this who is actually highlighting to using commercial data at the moment. So I think that's pretty much what we discussed. I'm not sure if anyone wants to add anything. So in 2 minutes we should be returning to the main meeting.
So we just stay here, right?
Yeah, I think others should return to this one actually. I see some people are still didn't return. Maybe we need to wait a bit.
Yeah, it shows Shania group should be back now. At least we've
Okay.
completed, and I think we are back. Oh, we have JAXA colleagues too, because we were asking a question about SAR data. I see they were not in our part, but we can have discussion back. Okay, Misaka Kachi is leaving. Yeah, we were hoping to get someone from JAXA to confirm this SAR level 2 products.
We had also the same discussion, to be honest.
But then did you have a chance to exchange with JAXA colleagues, because they were not
at all. No, they were not in our group.
Okay, I saw Misako-san just appeared for a while, and then she left just right now. Okay.
Harold, I just came in, and do you have any question to me, or sorry that I cannot hear?
Yeah, sorry, Misako-san. Yeah, we had a bit of discussion about level 2 synthetic beta data. Is level 2 can be potentially considered a score, because we understood initially there was some feedback from JAXA that may be an option.
Yeah, as I send a message, but that's just request from our hydrologist. It's not actually the JAXA's request, so it's a kind of the expert request. So so that's all that. So if there is any other the people who want the soil moisture information, so maybe that we can consider about that. But actually, the JAXA the summation errors too doesn't produce the soil moisture product operationally. So I think that even there is a requirement that the agency cannot provide the data, but that's another kind of matter for the expert to consider about that. So that's a request. Request is just a request. that's my
No,
comment. Yeah.
our question was more to JAXA as a satellite operator of missions such as ALOS, for example, which is synthetic operative radar at L-band, which is very needed for hydrology application.
Yes.
And so we wanted not from the user perspective, but from the satellite operator perspective, if JAXA is comfortable to get this kind of as core and send this kind of message to the community that, okay, we can consider at least flood-related level 2, 3 products as core based on SAR.
Yeah, but I understand that the see we are okay. I think that it's very difficult to explain in English, but you can put the request to the SAR mission if you need it. Of course we are make prioritize the core data the provision, but if there is any no plan to make the such requirement, at present we cannot provide the soil moisture product, but we are not we don't prevent you to include the such requirement in a core data. Maybe in the future we can make those products, but at present we cannot make a product for the soil moisture from the SAR mission. Isn't it the answer to your question? Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
So I think what I understood is that the data is available, but not the actual product. So
now,
that's
there is only a test. The research and
Okay.
to make the soil moisture from the SAR mission in JAXA. I understand that there is the other current agency, space agency, may produce the soil moisture product, but at least in Jackson, the soil moisture product from SAR mission is not in operation. It's just the test phase or research phase. But we know that there is the possibility to produce the soil moisture from the SAR mission.
Okay.
Yeah.
I recommend we will revisit that then in the next round when we are going to update these tables for the next time.
Okay. Thank you.
Are we all here now, or I think we're still here? Already returned to main meeting, I think.
Yeah,
I
Shoshani
think we
Group
can-
is here. Yeah.
I think we can start present the results from the breakout sessions. So should we start with the Asia Oceania group? So if reporter could present a little bit what you discussed there.
Okay, thanks, Heikki. So we went through the list of the core and the recommended products. And the only topic that came up really was the SAR level 2 products, flood extent, and whether, and I think it's in the recommended area, and whether this is something that satellite operators would consider as core. Particularly flood extent, given its value in flood monitoring. I guess that was the only point that we wanted to bring back for discussion on that one. One of the pieces of feedback we got was that if there is a product that is of value that that users can also, it doesn't have to be the satellite operators just the satellite operators that develop the products, that if there's high value products that are needed by agencies, disaster management agencies, that they should be encouraged to develop them and share them within the region. I'm just noting that, I think the question came up about evapotranspiration as a product, and noting that it's a research product, and that it doesn't fall under the category of core or recommended at this stage. There was no issues related to access, really. There was no feedback on that one. There were no barriers in the discussion to getting access to satellite data. We had a bit of a discussion about commercial data. We just noted that Australia does have a commercial contract. Australia and the Australian Antarctic Division have a contract for SAR data, for when, so there is gaps in coverage, for example, in the Sentinels. We do occasionally request overpasses from TerraSAR and other commercial satellites. Geoscience Australia had a commercial contract with ISI, and that was used for SAR, for SAR data for flood monitoring. It was valuable. It was noted to be a very valuable product, but it was quite expensive. There is the Copernicus Emergency Management Service that we noted that does rely on both sort of freely available and commercial data, and that's quite valuable. Sort of similarly, the International Charter has been requested in the past, and that one also relies on commercial data. The extent to which hydrology products rely on open data. So that was from Geoscience Australia. They noted that there was an example recently where one of the emergency management agencies found the RGB products quite valuable and easy to understand for flood monitoring, flood mapping. And again, on the Antarctic products, there is the Polar View service, which displays footprints of various satellite data for sea ice monitoring, and then agencies can request the data. We also just noted that we had a question about whether the Antarctic products fall under this category or under a separate cryosphere discussion, and I think Zoya noted that there probably is a little bit of overlap, but that largely the cryosphere discussion will be a separate one. That was did I miss anything, Asia Oceania team? Were there any other pieces of feedback? Zoya, is that good? Thumbs up, excellent.
To add some comments on the potential of addition of one of the products, but I guess I'm not sure if we did add this comment or.
Oh,
probably it should appear.
The last one, Zoya?
I think there was a comment from one of our participants from Australia.
On INSA? Is
yes.
that the one?
Yes, interferometry product. Is that research or should it be added or?
INSA
yes, exactly.
could be considered for land surface deformation due to aquifer recharge and discharge.
Is it posted somewhere? I don't see that.
It's on page 7, Zoya.
Okay. Okay, then when we go here, okay, this one, yeah, I see now.
Yeah. I think that's all from us, Heikki.
Thank you so much. Very useful. So Zoya, just what you were indicating, that the comment means that we should add that for hydrology as well as a requirement, or?
No, that's for discussion, because we felt that it may be a bit research and or too high level.
Okay.
It was just some comments that when we will complete the tables, we may just take another look at this comment and consider.
I think there are actually several of items in that category. We need to make a memo of those for the at least for the future review. Then, if not included now. Maybe I can present a little bit what we discussed in our group. So we had a good discussion there, and mostly aligned with this first question that whether the satellite data listed in the draft core satellite data tables for hydrology reflects user needs. And there was a comment that the list is rather complete, but of course it relays quite a bit on level 1 and level 2 now, and there was a comment by Simone that they actually utilize quite a bit of level 3 data, which is maybe not that much reflected in the table now. And we discussed about this, that maybe in the future we need to indeed revisit and add more kind of level 3 data with the specific product names there. But at the same time, we then discussed that how the satellite operators commit to provide level 1 and level 2 at first place. For example, level 3 products provided by SAF, this scientific application facilities in the case of EUMETSAT. So it's a little bit kind of compromised at how we handle these level 3 products. And then also what was discussed before is that when they rely model data or third-party data, etc. So it's a bit it's not completely clear how we should handle this. But anyway, that was the comment there, that hydrology relies in many cases these level 3 products. Then we also discussed that some of the product classes are quite high level, or let's say representing the broad selection of products, and maybe needs to be additional specifications in the future. This also relates to actually WIGOS Vision update, because now what is there for the instruments is actually coming from the WIGOS Vision, and this is going to be updated. So it remains to be seen how we should then actually treat these tables in the future. Should we kind of align them with the future WIGOS Vision, or how it goes? It's TBC. Then now in the table we have actually put this geo product for SST. We have added that there because we discussed in the group that actually it is relevant for the inland water for SST especially in the sub-satellite point, and we have MTG, and I think it's relevant and we can keep it there. And also that there are a few geo products at the moment, but maybe geo could be more beneficial for hydrology actually, especially in the future. And this is just a note that in the future maybe we need to have a kind of further review for the geo products, and because especially for the good diurnal variability. And then we discussed about the sediment and water quality, and this is also something which is not specifically reflected now in the document. And there is, of course, there is this turbidity and related things there on LEO. but not exactly sediment is there. So this is also something maybe to be reviewed in the future. And then in this, there was someone who left these comments offline. I don't know who is this actually because it's a guest user. So someone commented there that that for the river transport, we strongly need the river water level. In the future, we will need to get also the river sedimentation data. So it's also mentioned there. And that was there. So apart from the snow data, the remains are important for our work. So it's obviously someone who doesn't have snow. And then which observations are considered most critical? There was not much feedback in our discussion on this. This is again someone who left a comment offline. So river and lake water level, and then there is a specific comment on this. And he or she is here referring to SWOT mission and how the data is available for this. There was no one in the group who could confirm this if the how SWOT data is available. I believe it's all actually accessible. And then someone is saying that okay, the river discharge from SWOT satellite, but maybe it's just a lack of knowledge and not actually that data is not available. Then we also discussed that if anyone is using satellite observations from commercial data in our group, there was no one who was who had experience on commercial data, and then that's it. What was discussed in our group. Anyone wants to add anything from our group? Maybe not. That's it. Thank you so much.
There is a confirmation in the chat that river discharge SWOT data is freely accessible, and so the link provided.
Exactly. Yes. Okay, that's good. Great. Thank you so much. I think we can move on then to the Americas group. So Lihang, if you can, or is it Lihang who is presenting? Maybe.
Hello. Yeah, we had a very good discussion of the Americas breakout. So hopefully you could see my slides here.
Yeah, we can see. Yeah.
Thank you. So we went over all the 5 questions. So I'm just going to quickly go over the inputs we have. So for the first one, the question 1 is the comments for the table. So overall, we saw the table is in very good shape, of course, but some additional comments here. First, some of the critical data like static and ancillary data such as DEM and other derived products that support the hydrology models and applications are important. So we probably need to consider how we can incorporate those like DEM kind of data. And vegetation, the NDVI, we have LOEI there, but the team, the breakout group team suggests maybe the NDVI could be also added in addition of the LOEI, the leaf area index. And then there's NDWI and water extent indicators. More generally, and including the flood extent and also drought indicators. But those possibly are level 3 products. So we have a general question about level 3, I think also mentioned in the earlier breakout session briefing. So what we do, I mean, the level 3 product, for example, the root zone soil moisture is currently included in the table, but not other level 3 product that of course, important for the hydrology applications and being generated operationally. But currently, I think we we haven't included any other level 3 product in the table. So we need to be, I think, probably consider those consistently. And then very good comments from Jack, I believe, for water quality parameters, it should specifically indicate that include inland waters instead of just ocean water. And also, we suggest to check the with near water vapor imagery for geo and polar satellite. Right now, the radiance is checked, but not the imagery. But from yesterday's presentations, we heard that the imagery are really important from those satellites. And then move on to the second question, what are the observations considered most critical? So based on the experts and especially the presentations from yesterday, we put here the radiance with IR imageries are critical for hydrology applications, and also soil moisture, precipitation, and snow, like snow cover and snow water equivalent, the snow extent, and also water extent, water level, and water index are important. Evapotranspiration also considered a critical parameter. And then what are which observation currently lack access to? So the consideration is really lack access to the high resolution with high frequency, especially the high resolution microwave sounding and imagery, and low latency and high availability of the satellite measurements to support hydrology applications specifically. And also some performance issue for like snow water equivalent satellite data that Sean mentioned that, and also the sharing with SAR data access is also access issue. So this is the commercially data experience. So the team bring up the advantage and benefits opportunity for the commercial data, definitely great complementary data and improve the temporal resolution and the revisit rate. Like Juan has the experience with Tomorrow.io, and Sean mentioned also GNSS and other commercial data. The challenges, though, we want to share is with the group is that inconsistency level 0 and level 1 processing and instrument performance among different instruments and platform, and those may impact the level 2 performance. And also for from the operational perspective, there's cost issue and also level 1 data sharing potential issues as well, and also operation application concerns, including the continuity and sustainability of those kind of commercial measurements. And the last question, the hydrology open data, of course, in general, to be great extent, hydrology products rely on open data, and NOAA data are openly accessed, open to public. But additional needs for lower latency data, data latency. We're specifically talking about real-time and near real-time data access along with the open data access. And also, Julia had a very good point about how the users to use the data, like probably how to use the data in analysis. Maybe they need more training, capacity building, and document sharing for supporting those. We have a brief summary of those, but basically that's the comments made during the breakout session, and I will check with my breakout session team there. So anyone, please chime in if I miss anything, any key points. I saw Sean. Please go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, just to clarify about the commercial data, the level 1 access is a contractual problem in the way that often contracts are written so they can't actually share the data from a commercial vendor versus or has very limited sharing access rights compared to um, open source data or open data policy.
Great point. Yeah, I add those wording in. So yeah, I think that's a very good point that we might consider to encourage, maybe if possible, put that into the future contractual consideration. Thank you. Thanks, Sean. Any other comments? If not, turn back to you, Heikki. Thank you. Thanks for the. Oh, so Williams, are you having some comments here?
Yeah, I just wanted to echo Sean's point. Sean's point about the commercial side. Some of these, some companies, like I said, they don't want to sell you the level 1 files. They want to sell you a product, and if they don't tell you what's in the product, that's always a problem. So I think it's like open source. It's not just the level 1 data, but also knowledge. If you're getting a product, knowledge of how that product is produced is an important thing to put in there. And I would say even on the level 1 side, how that level 1 the level 1 data is validated or and calibrated is important for us to know.
Thank you. Excellent point. Thanks, William. Heikki?
Yes, I wanted to comment that that's very relevant point. Just to inform you that under CGMS we try to provide this kind of framework how to engage with the commercial data providers. So we have several best practices already there, which are exactly touching these points you were reflecting in your comment. And also, we are now inviting them in G6. So G6 is an intercalibration program between space agencies, and we want the commercial sector to be involved in that. So we are going to have next annual meeting in March, and we have already invited there several private sector companies who are providing commercial satellite data. So I think these things will improve also in the future, but I understand it's an issue.
Thank you. Thank you, Heikki. Yeah, that sounds some very, very, very good strategy. Sean, your hands is up. Any additional comments?
Yeah, just asking Heikki, can you share those best practices as a person who sometimes is writing contracts? It would be great to be able to have those kinds of best practices that are being recommended so that we might be able to see whether
I can actually share the link. I can share the link in the chat now. Noah has been heavily involved in that, so they know the documents very well. But I will share.
Great, thank you, Heikki. That's really helpful. With that, I think we're good. I think we finished for our report. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This was excellent. I mean, all the groups fantastic job, and I think it's a very good feedback, and this provide us a kind of memo for the open actions related to this. I think the next topic in the agenda is agreeing the initial set of core and recommended satellite data for hydrology. Lihang, could you present that once more, that we can kind of have a final review, and then we are almost there.
Sure, Heikki.
Should I share the screen, or?
You can share, so yeah, that's fine, yes.
Could you make it a little bit larger? Thank you. Yeah, so let's see. for the so I would welcome every all the teams to chime in, but I just want to say that for the geo session, we probably want to consider check the with IR water vapor imagery for hydrology. It's already checked for nowcasting, but it sounds like the imagery, level 1 imagery. Yeah, I think the Americas group suggests to check on the for hydrology for the level 1. Any objections on that? If not, we probably can make the edit. Yeah, thank you. I think those are all looks good. Can we keep going?
And just to repeat, so this is also new. What we in the breakout during the breakout session, we added this sea surface temperature and now put there the definition that including inland waters, and then it's now also there. It was not there before because we had an initial thought that it's not geo is not feasible for that, but actually it could be. So that's why we wanted to have it now there.
That's great. Thank you. I think that's a really nice addition. Let's see, go down. Yeah, please feel free to stop if you have comments, but yeah, all looks good to me. Yeah, let's see. No, yeah, go. Keep going.
This one,
same.
This one from Asia Oceania Group. There was I think it's not from Bureau, but anyway, from Australia was feedback that the RGB, not actually RGB, those visible infrared water vapor imagery are quite useful.
Yeah.
And therefore, there was similar suggestion to keep to have this marked, though we do have it already for nowcasting applications.
Great. Yeah, same comments from the Americas breakout. So that's good. I guess we could, yeah, I saw the SST include the inland water. I think that's a good addition. If we can.
Is this correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we want to make a similar comments.
I'm not sure about this one. Land cover vegetation type.
Yeah, so I think we consider, yeah, there's a suggestion to include a dynamic, but I think this is general enough that it's already included dynamic. If we want to, if the agency have a dynamic, that's part of it already. So I think we are good here, unless other people have any other further suggestions.
I think this is good, and then we can take this note for the future considerations that if anything more specific is needed there in the future revisions, then so it's exactly what Lihang says. Then thanks.
Thank you. I think that's good. So yeah, for the IOI, yeah, I heard the group suggested adding probably NDVI. We didn't have that here before, so the level 2 leaf area index. Do we want to do a slash NDVI here or others? Yeah, I think those are similar, same group.
You mean that the suggestion was to have both NDVI and NDWI, or it's enough to have NDVI or?
I think NDVI here, we will check NDWI. Yeah. Yeah. Is that Jack? Your comments about adding NDWI, it should be added here? Sorry, I just want to double check with the.
Yeah, I think water indicators, not necessarily NDWI specifically, but more generally indicators of surface water extent are good to have, yes.
Yeah, so should it be more added to more probably to the water mask of flood extent? Is that NDWI here?
Yeah, I think that covers it. Maybe water extent, flood extent, rather than water mask, because mask usually indicates, blocking out the areas or pixels.
Yeah, so water flood extent. Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Then I take out NDVI.
NDVI is still there, right? That's vegetation index. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, NDWI was not indeed.
Yeah, just we do also have those imagery at level 1 level. So I mean, combining infrared and visible.
Yeah.
One should be able very easily to produce those NDVI. I mean, that's a question. Do we want community to share those NDVI, or it's enough here to have level 1?
Yeah, it's a level 2 product.
We have the hands raised by.
Go ahead, William.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the water mask part there. I think part of that is not necessarily it's more of a so to say maybe permanent water mask, not like a like for example a reservoir, right? Is we kind of want to know people want to know where those reservoirs, permanent water bodies are. And so I think that is, I think maybe the intention of what the water masks mentioned there is it's not necessarily, you know, we want to block out any water. We just want to block out permanent water bodies. That's flood specific, but again, people may want to know, users may want to know, where the permanent water bodies are, and that's again one of these things that's dynamic because as hydroelectric power becomes more and more widely used, you have more and more reservoirs, more and more permanent water bodies, or if a dam is breached and isn't repaired for a long time, that's you want to make sure that that's removed, so now that you can do flood mapping on that, flood extent mapping in that area. So I think maybe that was the intention of the water, quote unquote, water mask there. So I don't know if we want to just leave it as a comment there or what.
Thank you, William. Thanks. Marcellus have hands up. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Going back to NDVI, I think they are related to leaf area index. Probably they vary simultaneously. However, I don't see why they should be on the same line. They are probably measuring different things. The NDVI is on the greenness level or whatever. Leaf area index is mostly focused on precipitation interception or something like that. I mean, I think they should be two different. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Zoya, for address it very timely. So yeah, back to the water mask extent. I want to check back with Jack. Any additional comments?
Yeah, I agree that knowledge of permanent water bodies is very important. But we have some people who are very focused on this topic, and they keep telling me, permanent water bodies are still dynamic water. If you look at any pixel, water is going to be there or not be there around the edges of the permanent water bodies. So usually what we end up doing is some sort of probability of water occurrence at pixels. But yeah, if you're moving to a polygon or sort of individual feature based data layer, then yeah, there's obviously a lot of value in knowing where the permanent or mostly permanent water bodies are.
Okay, and in practical terms, it would mean that we will return back mask, or we will reconfirm that it's fine to have extent. I try to understand. So should I keep mask or should I remove it?
Bill has a thought there. I think as long as water extent is included, I'm fine with water mask also being included.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
So both?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like remind me like a cloud mask we use. Like people go to more like a probability, but there's still people using cloud mask as well. So having them both is fine. All right. Are we good? Marcellus, go ahead, please.
Again, I think I shouldn't put them on the same line, water mask and flood extent. I think we need them both, but they're different things.
But do we mean here that this product is essentially just, I mean, my interpretation, it should be water mask? Or you mean that you want to have both? But then it's too much. It's not level 2 product. It's very much high level product where you have to extract flood watermarks out of flood extent. I don't know what was the discussion in that comes from our colleagues. This suggestion, what we mean there. I thought it's, I mean, from satellite, what we can have, it's water, well, essentially water mask, and so, yeah, and flood contribute to this mask, no? Or did you mean to have it separately, like water body and then flooded area?
What I meant is that it seems to me that those are two different products. So I'm not sure why they are on the same line.
And we could maybe change it to water mask / water extent. I think flood is a bit of a judgment call based on the periodicity of the surface water extent.
Maybe just call it surface water extent because everything's technically, all the water's technically on a surface. You know, whether it's deep below the ocean, there's still surface below it. You know, that sort of thing. I mean, you maybe just, you know, yeah, I think you know, if you call maybe it's water extent, surface water, and surface water extent might be the better. It might be the better one. I don't know.
I agree, William. And I would remove the word mask. I don't quite understand why what it's masking. You're, in general, trying to be able to just measure the extent.
Yeah, and I think the mask comes out of the permanent water body mask, right? You know, but I think it's the better wording for here is the extent side. So
yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, looks good. And here do we? Oh, okay. So
do we need to add this one? That's what I captured from the notes that was presented, but probably my interpretation is not correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
Did we suggest to add this in the brackets or?
Yeah. I think you did it right. It looks good. Yeah. It looks fine. Yeah.
So we keep scrolling down.
Keep going.
Yeah, and then this point on level 3 products raised by the group.
Yeah. So do we want to include the level 3 here? Oh, if we want, we probably will add many more, right? Yeah. So we could probably have
Could
some.
Should we move it to recommended at this time and then have a kind of more complete review on level 2 for the next revisit of the document? Or
But on the other hand, if something is under recommended, it may be perceived that this is of less value, which is not the case here. It's just because
yeah,
of the
that's
level
true.
of the,
Yeah.
so it may give some wrong signal. I mean, the rationale where we have it here was actually feedback from some of the satellite operators where they say that this is a standard product produced by some operators, and therefore, though it does have some model inputs, indeed, that's kind of still standard product by satellite operators. It's not something that they produce no soil moisture and then someone else, like research institution, merge it with some model data and then it all like the third party produce root soil moisture. It's still done by the operator. At least that was the feedback from one of the operator of meteorological satellites. So, but yeah, of course, it's up to the group to decide.
Let's leave it there. I propose.
Yeah, yeah. Let's follow up on that one. Yeah, on this one. Yeah.
What do you mean by follow up?
Yeah, I don't think we can resolve it right now in this meeting. So yeah. So.
But the concern here is more like the issue of consistency rather than particular concern on these particular products, right?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and on this one, there was a comment that they seem to be a bit of research type of products, and then there was some follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have moved that to recommended, or did we already? Or
So far, we just remove it.
Oh, okay.
As this, I mean, it's proposed to be removed, and or because it has a bit of the mixture. This microwave imager, so LAI, we do have it's under visible under multispectral visible infrared imager. We do have LAI. But here it's microwave imager, and there was some, yeah, it's not removed. It's just for consideration. And then, yeah, that was feedback from secretariat side, and then some follow-up.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not aware of the LAI generated from the microwave imager, but there are probably some research product. If there are existing research product, we could put it in the recommended product, but otherwise.
But generally, at least in Asia Oceania groups, there was a feeling that if something is really research, yeah, I mean, probably it's not yet to be added even into the recommended list. Just when it's more mature, it can be reconsidered.
I agree, unless, yeah, if any objection to just remove
And colleague who put these comments, do we have them now online just to contribute to the discussion?
I don't know, can you tell the name? Who are the ones?
I think it's too late. It's New Zealand, actually. I guess it's now too late there. So
yeah, I saw Fiona is online. Maybe Fiona can speak for or help to check on that.
We could keep this open, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe just double check with whoever proposed the change and see if there's any issue if we remove it.
Yeah, also it says like all IE, so it's a bit of, yeah. Okay, let's have it open. But for sure it shouldn't be under core. Well, yeah, I don't know how other colleagues feel around it.
I agree. Let's move on.
Should I keep going, or do we want to spend some time to look at this
I think
one?
you can keep going. We don't have any additional comments here. Okay.
Okay, and here I also added this including inland waters, if that's correct.
Yes. I think so. Move on to the recommended.
Just to clarify, do we really want to keep it as an attribute to this particular product?
Yes, I think so. Let's see. I believe it's Brian O'Shawn. He proposed this. Will you stay online? I think they do want to call out burn scar because it's very important to many hydrology applications like drought and flooding. Is that Sean?
Yeah, just it was from a land use change perspective. There's, of course, larger things that could be monitored with that, but burn scars was one that, particularly from a landslide hazard, that was called out as needed, rather than trying to be able to get into a much larger product that would be needed, or commitment that would be needed for land use change.
Thanks, Sean. Marcellus and then Williams.
Sorry, but my comment is on the previous one. I didn't get exactly the inclusion of including inland waters. What do we mean by that? So I think it refers to exclusively to inland waters or not.
Okay, we have the same comment under here. Where's that?
Yeah, and sea surface temperature.
Down, yeah.
No, under chlorophyll, ocean.
Yeah.
Just a second. Just a second, give me time.
Go down.
Yeah, this one. So I understood it from the Americas group that they did suggest this edition, but since I was not there, please correct me if my interpretation is wrong.
Yes, that's proposed by America Group. I thought Jack, you proposed this. Please correct it if I'm wrong. Marcellus, you still have your hands up?
No, sorry. I just wanted to listen to the
So I
answer.
guess that's the same, right? So if we do question it there, we may want to consider if we really want to keep it here.
Yeah.
William, you have a hands up?
I mean, the way how currently this product is phrased, it's very generic. I mean, it does not specify the sea or ocean is not referred anywhere. So in this respect, indeed, this edition doesn't seem to be very, very, very needed, I would say. But
I added that. I wanted to add that because often the ocean chlorophyll data layers are available because they're easier to generate than they are for inland waters. But there's a need for hydrological modeling if you're looking at water availability or fresh water that's available for human or ecological use. So I guess it kind of depends on what the user needs are there. I'm presuming this need is more focused on inland freshwaters. And there have been a number of sort of important cases where chlorophyll data, for example, are generated, but then it turns out they're just generated for the ocean rather than for the inland waters where a lot of the user need lies.
I would kind of second that, often when you wind up hearing anything dealing with water conditions, it is more likely that it's dealing with an ocean estimate than it is inland waters.
Yeah, I agree with Jack and Sean.
I support this as well.
Thank you.
And so my issue is with the word including. I think we are focusing on hydrological products, so it's exclusively inland waters, if I understood correctly.
So you could maybe just have comma for inland waters.
Probably it should go under attributes instead, or
Yeah, you can say inland water for hydrology. Yeah. For hydrology applications.
I mean, it's only for hydrology because we have here only for hydrology. Yeah. So for inland water. Yeah, anyway, we will need to finalize the wording, but is it okay not to have it here in the name of the product itself, but rather have it somehow incorporated as a comment or attribute?
I think as long as that note stays attached as the table gets passed down and used.
Heikki, any views here?
Say again?
I mean, my suggestion was probably we'd rather move this note as attributes rather than the name of the product.
I like that. I like that approach. I think it's a great proposal.
Yeah, I think it's good for now. It's just that if we further extend the table, it probably not just for hydrology. I mean, like the table could be, I think this parameter, as mentioned by Sean, others, it could be important for many other applications as well. So it probably, we cannot just say inland water for other applications. But right now, I think it's okay. Yeah. I saw some hands up there. William?
My comment was on the bird scar side, so I don't know if we want to circle back to that, or if we're finished with this one and circle back to the burn scar.
Yeah, let's finish this one. Chris?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to second the point on inland waters. That's fine in the way you recorded this. Thank you.
Thanks. Good. I saw quick comments here. I think it's from Fiona, probably, on about the vegetation property crossed out. Luigi has a comment about vegetation is very important. But this is what crossed out, Fiona, is specifically the microwave vegetation product. So we want to double check with Luigi, is that what they really mean to ask for the microwave vegetation product? Because right now, we're not aware of the microwave vegetation product. Yeah. Okay. William, you want to go back to the burn scar?
Yeah, the bird scar map.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, just let's make this consistent. So we have another instance where we refer to the ocean, not ocean, but these color products for. So I guess we would apply the same approach here, right?
Yep.
Okay, then that's good. Yeah, let's go back to the burn scars.
Okay, so I would mainly wanted to second Sean's comment on the burn scars. That it is very important, and in fact, I know that within some various projects here in the U.S., both at NOAA and now at NASA, the burn scar products are used in operational decision support services for um, for burn scar areas and flooding in there, giving them basically advanced knowledge of where these things are. We have several cases from several WFOs that have used it. So I think that having a burn scar in there is an important thing to keep in there. So
Good. Thanks, William. I think we all agree on that.
And how about the level of these products? Is it really level 2, or it sounds more like level 3 land use change?
no, it actually is a level. Well, I mean, technically, it's a level 2 product. At least the one that's being developed right now. It takes the Sentinel-1, or it takes Sentinel-1, Sentinel-2, Landsat-2, Landsat VIIRS, and MODIS data, and uses the L1B to create the burn scar map. But it does also bring in, hotspots. So I guess you could say technically it uses a level 2 as well. But I think it's more of a level 2 product than a level 3. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think specifically here is for level 2 product.
Yeah.
Okay, and just to clarify, because in Asia group there was Asia Oceania group there was a bit of confusion. So we do have this microwave imager soil moisture as recommended, but that was for nowcasting. So and now we do add microwave imager. I think here, right? Microwave imager.
Yeah.
Soil moisture is clearly core 4. So we will remove it there. So that was a bit of. And when we have a merged table, we would need to make sure that if something is core for one application, so this product or type of instrument will automatically move to the core, even if it's not recommended for 2 other applications.
Agree. No issue there. We have a water mask flood extent here. Do we want to make it consistent, or we can leave it here? Do we say?
Yeah, I guess it's good to have consistency. Surface water.
Yeah, I would say consistency is good.
Surface water.
Extent, yeah.
And / flood extent, or did we remove flood as well?
I think we removed it.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
felt
we
that it's
removed it.
Flood was
a bit dead. Yeah.
Included, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then on the discussion related to synthetic apatite radar level 2, I guess the final wording is that we keep it for now as recommended.
Yeah.
And then look at this issue a bit at later stage.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there was a comment from Asia Oceania group in SAR.
Yeah, it's can be considered. What's the issue? Could be considered here. Yeah. I think that's fine, but do we need to call that out? Let me check. Sean or any others have any comments here about this?
Yeah, I guess it gets into that same discussion that we had about DEMs. When it comes to INSAR, they're all using these altimetry measurements. I think certain countries would feel more willing to be able to share their DEM level 2 product than the raw INSAR data. And keep in mind that, yes, there are publicly available INSAR observations, but they're not usually operational satellites. The all I can think of is maybe generally JAXA shares their level 1 or level 2 products, and I'm trying to think whether and Sentinel-6, and then NASA's got several satellites. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure it's going to necessarily be one of these that countries will feel comfortable with sharing some raw INSAR level 1 product if it's not part of their current package, because there is national security risks related to that. It's not just an application for hydrology or glacial monitoring.
Thanks, Sean. So,
So I guess response not really, right?
yeah. Yeah, so Marcellus have a comment. I'd like him to just elaborate a little bit. So Marcellus, could you bring up your point here? You're suggesting add the radar vegetation index?
Well, I wasn't necessarily suggesting that. I saw your comment before, and I just wanted to put the attention on the existence of his radar vegetation index. That was simply the reason of my comment there. I'm not necessarily suggesting to incorporate it to the tables.
I see. Okay, thanks for the information. Yeah. Good. I think so. Yeah, we could keep moving on. I don't see any issue there. Yeah.
Okay, and then again, consistency, surface.
Yeah. Surface water excellent. I think this is the last one.
Yes. This one we moved from court recommended. That was the difference.
Yeah, that's a comment from Noah. Got day before the workshop, so it's already.
Yeah, and we do have water storage here again. So if we are to remove level 3, then I guess that would be also candidate.
Yeah, yeah. I think I don't know, Zoya, for the level 3, level 2. I would defer the WMO to clarify that, because I thought that's a scope for this satellite core and recommended data table. Even for NWP and now casting, it sounds like by default level 3 is not part of the table, but please clarify that from the WMO perspective. Yeah. All right, I think we done with review of the table. So back to you, Heikki.
Okay, thank you so much, Lihang. It was good and great improvement we have made here. I think we can move on to the next steps in the agenda, which is outcomes of the workshop. I don't have a specific presentation for that, but I just want to conclude and give you a little bit outlook and what is the way forward. So we have now reviewed this table and taken into account also the feedback from yesterday's presentations, and that was already well actually established. The table was aligned very much with the feedback yesterday, and this was very effective, productive. Have this final review today. So now, as Lihang just presented with Joya, this is the status of the tables now, and we will do the kind of final edits, and what is still there tentative, we will figure it out. And then we will send it back to you, back to the meeting participants, and for the kind of final outcome of this workshop. And together with the document, what I would like to provide is that we need to make some kind of summary of those breakout rooms, because I think there were many things which are kind of very useful for the next iteration of these tables, especially for level 3, etc. There were many things which are useful, so that could work as a kind of memo together with the tables as an outcome of the workshop. And of course, the anything is still in the final draft until it's approved by INFCOM, which is going to happen only in November this year. So there is still time, of course, to kind of to act and intervene the content of the table until that. But what is going to be submitted to INFCOM, it's going to happen, of course, much earlier. So basically, the final draft is going to be submitted there already in Q2. I would say during Q2 this year. I think that's all from me. I'm not sure. Natalia, are you still there? I saw Fiona was going. Maybe Natalia, I will. Dominic, you want to have a word? Go ahead, Dominic.
Yeah, many thanks, Heikki. Just a few words, because we can say that satellite is still a bit new for the hydro community, and hydrology is still a bit new for the satellite community. So it's great to have these 2 days discussion all together to progress on that. And it is so important to have that first core of the first group of core and recommended data for hydrology from satellite. And that aligned with the definition of core recommended data from the other sources, especially in situ. So we are converging to something that will help the hydro community a lot. So I'm very thankful to all of you, because there is a kind of pragmatic approach. We check what are the gaps, what are the needs, and then what's existing. And then with the time, we will be more bold, thinking of new campaigns such as the Trishna satellites that should be launched next year, I think, on evaporation, thermal, and so on. So maybe we can help as well to shape a little bit the kind of projects we like to see. So I really enjoyed all the discussions we had all these days. So thank you to all for this, especially Sophia. I think Fiona is away. Even her cat was interested. I saw it yesterday. That was great. And as every time, I must convey my big thank you to you, Lihang. So you are such a big player for us. You're making a change, and we are talking about game changer. This is one for the hydro community. So that's highly appreciated from all the ETSSU, for all the few hydrologists here on this call. So Lihang, many thanks for that. on my fantastic colleagues, Heikki, Zoya, and Washington. I think Washington in somewhere here as well. So many thanks. I think we're bringing the proof that together we're stronger and we have real added value, hopefully for both community, for the hydro community, I'm sure, and hopefully for the satellite community as well. So thank you all very much. Looking forward for the next steps. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Dominic. To be concluded, I mean, you were also instrumental in this, Dominic, so thanks a lot for you as well. So maybe back to Lihang and then back to Natalia for final words.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to shout out to Zoya and Heikki for running a very successful workshop. It's been two great sessions, 2 day great sessions, and I really appreciate the hydrology group, Dominic's leadership, and the TTEHN did all the heavy lifting to collect the hydrology user community's information. So I think we have a very good meeting, but I got 2 follow-up action probably, Zoya and Heikki. One is the breakout session lead provide input back to Heikki and Zoya so they can incorporate those in the future. And then the second one is that we should share once we have a finalized table, we should also share it back to the TTEHN group to keep them informed about the development on our side. So with that, I really thanks everyone for your contribution and presentation and great discussions. Really appreciate all the help. Thank you. Back to Natalie, I guess.
Thank you so much. Do we have Natalia, or I think she's online? Maybe not listening. So maybe we will then close the meeting here. And thanks a lot once again, and thanks for your great contributions. So have a nice day, have a nice evening, and see you then next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.